Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to Talking Reds, where we bring the latest Liverpool news and transfer news and much more on a day where the fixtures are released. I don't know if you saw me and Naj earlier reacting to the live Premier League fixtures in terms of what Liverpool get in the opening fixtures and what Arsenal get in the opening fixtures. It's all kicked off today online with Arsenal fans specifically. But here we are with latest news on Anthony Gordon potentially joining Liverpool this summer. The interest is still there, according to reports. Napoli still in for Darwin Núñez. That is still certainly going to happen potentially. Joe Gomez as well. His future has been reportedly doubted, and we've already got Quansah being linked with a move away from Liverpool. Open to a move is Liverpool. Open to selling him. Joe Gomez could be a part of that list now. So are we going to have a defenders left by the end of summer? And also Cody Gakpo is still amongst the Bayern Munich targets as well. So yeah. Nash, how are you feeling this afternoon? I know I spoke to you earlier on in the day, but how are you feeling?
Sound, yeah, feel good. Don't know about the Anthony Gordon links and stuff like that. I think we said off stream, I think he could be an upgrade, but I don't think he's an upgrade right now. I don't think on Diaz potentially. I don't think he's an upgrade on Gakpo either. He's got the potential to be. I just don't know whether he is right now. I don't know whether. I'm sort of worrying a bit at the minute. I think you might agree with this. Too much change. Do you think that's too much?
In defence?
Yeah.
Altogether?
Altogether. I'm not. I mean, the attack, the change is welcome. I think, like, we obviously all know that. Midfield needs no change. I mean, we've obviously got Verts in, but that's a positive, good change. And like you said before, versatility of Verts is what we would have looked at as well. I'm just not keen on the fact of the defence. Like, like I said in the chat, it's fly keeper, isn't it? Alisson and Van Dijk at the back soon. I mean, Canate up a contract. I said selling Gomez is a bit of a silly thing to do in terms of he's just valuable. He's just so valuable because he's been there so
long. He plays all the way across.
Yeah, that's why I think he's so valuable. Like, he's just. I know he's not the best injury record, but when he does play, bar the odd game and stuff like that, he's not been up to scratch. Like Napoli, obviously that rings to mind. But how many appearances he got for Liverpool? 300 or something like that. Like, yeah. I can't name more than 10 that he's had a bad game in. I mean, he doesn't have amazing games, but he's not. You know what you're gonna get out of Joe Gomez.
Yeah, he's consistent.
Yeah.
Hello, also Prakash and CJ. Funnily enough, have you not seen the Isak news? And it's literally just come up. You're talking half an hour ago. Isak news. I haven't been online since, to have a look at the latest news on Isak. So yeah, Alexander Isak. I don't know if you've seen it either. Now, so this is going to be a raw reaction for Naj. Well, for what I'm seeing right now, Ben Jacobs, quite reliable journalist, come out and said Liverpool believe there could be a window of opportunity to sign Alexander Isak and believe it's worth trying. Newcastle insists it's not for sale. Liverpool could offer a guaranteed £100 million plus bonuses that would potentially exceed the Florian Wirtz deal. So Liverpool are ready to shatter the British transfer record for the second time, potentially. And they actually might go for Isak. And I said it last night on last night's stream. I was on my own last night. And I said, look, what is the worst that can happen if we just at least try to get Isak? Just reject us.
Who cares? I've said this all along, and I've obviously swayed a bit more towards Alvarez in the last couple of weeks because I thought that would be more of like a what's the word I'm looking for, like easier move in a way. Like, I think, I mean, Alvarez does fit Liverpool very well, but I always thought like who would be most likely to get it. Probably, if you're going to boil it down to, it would be probably Alvarez, just cheaper. Sort of Atletico are more. Like, they change more, don't they? Atletico are willing to change like players around and swap players around and buy new players in, and like they're always changing Atletico in terms of players up front. They've not had a
up front. They sort of keep the defense and keep the midfield quite stable. It is normally like up front from Griezmann to Morata to
Yeah, Griezmann obviously has been like the mainstay since he come back from Barcelona. But he had a really poor season by his standards last year.
Yeah.
And obviously Alvarez was the shining light in that front line for them. I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? And like I say, I was all for Alvarez, but like there's too much noise around Isak now, and I think
if Isak's available,
yeah,
just imagine 1 second for Wirtz, Isak, and Salah.
Like I said, the easiest job in the Premier League going to be Liverpool striker next season. It's the easiest job. The chances you are going to get is unholy. Like, to put it into perspective, Salah scored 28 Premier League goals last year and got, 18, 19 assists? 18, 19 assists off one player alone. You bring in Wirtz in, who's getting 20 plus assists. Like, what has he got? 20 assists last season? No, he got 10 something last season.
10 and 12. I think he took 12 goals, 10 assists. I think it was.
Yeah, and he got the season before. He got 20 odd assists in the Bundesliga, and he's supplying no discredit to that Boniface and Schick. Like, you're supplying Isak, the man who is he's lethal. He's absolutely lethal in front of goal. It's just. I think something must have been said. I'm gonna go on the lines of Isak's available. Newcastle haven't signed anyone yet, which is unusual considering the money they've got. I think something's either been said to Isak or Isak said something for this to come out. I think Isak maybe said
it's really escalated in the last 24 to 48 hours. Like the word was on Isak. It was always the same word all the time for the last, I'd say about 3 months ago. It was always, well, we're interested in him, but we know he's not available. It's a complicated deal. And that's what Romano said again at the weekend, said it's a complicated deal. And it is a complicated deal because at the end of the day, is he wanting to leave in Newcastle anytime soon? Maybe not. And Newcastle in a position that they need to sell him? Definitely not. And, if they didn't achieve the Carabao Cup and not go to Champions League, then there might be a slight possibility that could happen. But because they did get the Carabao Cup and they have got a good thing going on there, they've got a good project right there, and they got Champions League football, then it's like he's in no rush to leave. The age that he is still a young lad, really, in terms of football terms.
He's 26.
He's not in a rush to leave.
He's 26 in January or something like that. I know that. Do you know what? Like, I was thinking about this I've not made a video myself on it, but I've been thinking about. Obviously, I'm going to make a video on it, but I've been thinking about it myself, and put yourself in Isak's shoes now. It's a great project. You are right at Newcastle. There's a lot going on there, but you're gonna go. If you Liverpool are a team sniffing around you, you're gonna go to a club that's on the precipice of probably winning the Champions League and the precipice of probably retaining a league title. The signings that Liverpool make, and this is why Wirtz is so key. His age. You're looking at Liverpool now, and McAllister's 25, Gakpo's 26. Bar Alisson, Tsimikas, Van Dijk, Salah, Luis Diaz maybe falls in that category. They're the only ones that are maybe prime or a little bit older. The rest is young. Bradley's young.
Yeah.
Hong's young. Kirkes is young when he comes in. What
would you do as Isak? What would you do?
He said in the past, hasn't he? He's a massive fan of Liverpool. He has said it in the past when he was at AEK in Sweden. He said what would his dream be for one day to do, which would be play for Liverpool. You've seen it. I don't know how true it is, but they've seen the reports that he said that. If I was Isak, right? The project's good at Newcastle, but next 3 years, say he's 26 in January. Next 3 years, you could win 3 Golden Boots at Liverpool. That is you could win 3 Prems, you could win a Champions League, and you could win other trophies amongst that, and be top goal scorer in the Premier League for 3 seasons and about. That's what I'd sort of be looking at from Isak's point of view.
He's in a powerful position though. He's really in a powerful position. I wouldn't be disheartened if he did choose to stay at Newcastle. If I was in his shoes, I'd be like, well, I might just see a season at Newcastle in Champions League, see what it's like. If they're willing to grow, then from there, then it's not like Liverpool shut the door on him. I don't think they will. And maybe if they could try and get some sort of deal in place for next season, for him to join Liverpool, like we did with Naby Keita, we got that in a year earlier.
I feel do you not feel though Slot wants his man and he wants him now?
Yeah. Certainly, I think everyone will. No one's not going to say no to Isak right now if it was a possibility. if there is a possibility, then. But all this coming out now, Ben Jacobs is not really close to Liverpool, so it's not really absolutely dead on reliable. But he is a reliable journalist. I've spoken to him before. He's very good at what he does.
There's just a lot of noise, though, isn't there? There's a lot of noise around it, and it's very like not out of nowhere. We obviously know Liverpool are interested in it. It's just being very quick and then like obviously we found out in the last 12 hours that he's available. And we thought that wasn't a thing. We just thought it was sort of a dream transfer, but he's available. I think Michael Edwards might have a little trick up his sleeve there, potentially. Look,
imagine.
Edwards, I think, with the Quansah noise, Newcastle wanted Quansah last year for Gordon swap, didn't they? Gordon and money for Quansah last season. Liverpool turned it down, not Newcastle. Liverpool turned it down.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether that puts Liverpool in a position where they can go, right, we're going to offer you Quansah again, and then we're going to offer you this money. Well, we didn't offer Quansah, did we? They wanted Quansah. We could offer them.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
They want Quansah. We could look, deals on the table again. Obviously, a bit more money. You can take Quansah, and we'll take Isak. I think that could be something that we could look at. Really look into that, because if they want a player. If Eddie Howe wants a player, then he wants him to be. He'll see something in him that he thinks that he can be, the future of that Newcastle defence and stuff like that. And I think that's something it probably looks at. I'd say one thing about Quansah, he's got a very good injury record, actually, since he's been at Liverpool. I mean, he's not played a lot in last season, but very rarely gets injured. And maybe Eddie Howe's looking towards Fabian Schär's getting on a bit now. Botman's got legs made of poppadoms, like he's always injured. Maybe Quansah's that guy he wants to bring in. Gahey and Quansah, they're the two players he's looked at in the past. Maybe he wants that to be a partnership. But yeah, just give us that big Swede up front. We'll take him.
Put on a few comments here. Beef says it's strange to see why we got Verts, Kirkes, Frimpong, Gordon. I think it's because obviously the Diaz links won't go away. The Diaz situation isn't going away anytime soon. I think if Barcelona came in with the right bid, I think Diaz goes, if I'm honest. So there will be always links to likes of Anthony Gordon. When the links were there last season, obviously he was the main target last season for the Diaz replacement. So we don't need to look at more realistic options, says Jen. Anyone's realistic, Jen. Anyone's realistic. Let's believe that. Come on, he's an Arsenal fan. As Isaac actually said, asked for transfer. I've not seen it. I know someone said it up in the chat, said that he has asked for a transfer. I've not seen that he's asked for a transfer. The only one I've seen right now is what Ben Jacobs has put out there, saying that Liverpool don't see as done. They don't see it as like it's a possibility. They don't see it as like they're giving up on Isaac. Put it that way. We need to understand that these signings are basically Will Spearman's recommendations, not Arne Slot. But trust me, Arne Slot will want him. All this talk called interest in Gordon is pushed by the sentimental among our fan base who want him because he's a Scouser. Stop the delusional. Slot plays a pivotal role in signings are for the club and not the manager. Diaz is not going to Barca, going for Williams. Yeah. It's an interesting one on Williams again. Can Barca pay for the wages?
That's probably why they're looking at Diaz, because they know they signed Diaz. What, you put $100,000 a week, he's happy. You can like treble that, isn't it, for Nico Williams? I don't know where cheeky him asking for that, by the way. He's a good player, but that's just cheeky that. But yeah, the whole thing surrounding Gordon. I think I'm a fan of Gordon. I think he's good, but I just don't know whether he's not there yet for me to say let's bring him in now. He's good, but like Diaz is sort of you're getting Diaz now in his prime, and I think like I say, he works his absolute socks off. Diaz. Look, who's to say next season if we get let's say with foresight, whatever we're going to call it, we get Isak, Diaz, Isak, Salah, Verts, in the front quartet, wherever they're playing. Obviously, Isak will be up front. Even Gakpo or Diaz, whatever. If Diaz is in that role next to Isak with a striker that can score goals, you will see a massive output return from Diaz because you've got a striker who can do everything. I think that's what Liverpool sort of, missing that a little bit. Like when Diaz come in, obviously it was all that after his injury, he wasn't the same player and stuff like that. But we didn't have Firmino really, and Mane was playing up front when he first come in. Mane and Firmino, obviously they were. And then when he come back from his injuries, he's playing with Nunez. Like, it's completely different, isn't it? Sometimes players work better with other players. I mean, who's to say that if you have Sneezak come in, that he doesn't get like 15 assists next season?
Yeah. He's got more chance of doing so. He's got a number 9 that's elite. So
Yeah.
probably one of the best number 9s in the world right now. So I've always said that with Diaz. I think he's. I'm not. But if he goes, he goes, and we get him a good replacement. I think Gordon's a good replacement for Diaz. I think he's good.
Yeah.
I think he's a good challenge for Gakpo. He's not next level after Diaz. I think the next level is like Zvaratsa, Kelly, Dembele, players like that. But they're not going to go anywhere time soon, so they're impossible. But regarding Diaz, I think if he does go, I think Gordon would be a good replacement. But I think there's other players as well that would be sort of like for like replacement out there, like a Leao, like a Williams, for example. There's some decent players out there. How, guys, do you think Nunez will go to Napoli, and how much for, in your opinion? Well, guess what? Actually, good timing there, John. Good timing, because 23 minutes ago as well, a report had confirmed that, again, a Napoli report saying both Federico Chiesa and Darwin Nunez have already agreed to join Napoli this summer, with the Italian side actively working on the deals. So there you go. That's news on Nunez and Chiesa. So it could be a double swoop. Just when Chiesa thought he can get away from Nunez, he is going in a double swoop, potentially to Napoli with him. If we've got the money, says Be Fair, to spend on Isaac, it's not out of the realms of possibilities. In my eyes, it's always a very high possibility. And the thing is, I've always said this, we've always had the money. Over the years, we've always had the money. It depends in what getting sanctioned. And as you see now with FSG, it seems like they've actually given a shit about Liverpool. Red Sox fans, I'll tell you that right now. Anyone that follows over what's going on in terms of world sports, Red Sox fans are not happy because Red Sox have traded out one of their best players, and Red Sox fans are not happy because John Henry, again, is sort of sanctioning money for Liverpool, getting a Florian Wirtz, breaking transfer fee, Kirkes, Frimpong, and now potentially Alexander Isak. If we sign Alexander Isak, another British record transfer fee, right? These Red Sox fans will lose their everything. They will not just lose their heads, their everything. They will go berserk because, and I think that's the problem with FSG. What has been the problem is the fact that I think they concentrate on one sort of sport, but don't buy into all sports if you're not going to concentrate on all of them. And I think they haven't cared about Liverpool, and they haven't been willing to sanction the money for Liverpool. And they have focused on like a Red Sox, for example. And now they've seen it the other way around. They thought, oh, Liverpool won the title there. They've brought us all the money. They've valued the highest. Let's focus on them and get them. If you're a business, you're a multi-businessman, right? If you've got several businesses, you're going to focus slightly on the one that's making the most money.
The penny's dropped now, hasn't it? Penny's dropped with Liverpool. Like, oh, hang on. We've got the most successful global, by the way. I'm going to say global because Boston Red Sox are not global. They're only big in America. Global football teams. They're known all around the world. One of the biggest clubs in the world. Penny's dropped with John Henry now. I think he's gone, oh, I can make a load more money out of this. Like, I think, put a bit more money in. Give him some money to buy players. So I might make a bit more money. By the way, not discrediting baseball, but have you seen the contracts they're on, the players?
Ridiculous.
It's ludicrous. They're really playing in. They don't play anywhere outside of America, and they're on like 5-year deals, like 150 million. It's like, what? Like, what's Salah on? 20 million a year now.
Yeah.
So that's 40 million over 2 years for one of the best players in the world. It's just mental, isn't it?
Go on then, mate. DB says here, big up David and Naj. Hit the likes, please, people. 24 online, only 4 likes. Thank you so much, DB, for saying that. Please hit the button. It would help us out massively, guys, if you do hit the like button. Like I said, we're trying to go as a channel. We did start in October with the channel, and hopefully trying to give you daily Liverpool news every single night at 7 o'clock. But we also want to give you more Liverpool news. We want to give you better Liverpool content as a whole. And like I said, every time, if the channel gets bigger, me and Naj specifically have got a big channel, big plans for this channel and big ideas, much more fun and entertaining, just rather than just giving you the news every single night, which we're going to do regardless. But we've got big plans and bigger entertaining streams for you guys. So yeah, please do hit that like button if you have joined us. And also, if you are new, subscribe to the channel for all your latest Liverpool news as well. So yeah, Isaac news coming out, breaking news. Nunez and Chiesa news, breaking news in the last like half an hour. Unbelievable. Anthony Gordon again, that that has not gone anywhere. Dave O'Cobb has come on and said Liverpool have maintained an open dialogue over the potential move for Anthony Gordon. However, Jota and other strikers leave don't surprise Liverpool if make a move this summer. So if like a Jota leave and Diaz leave, then don't be surprised if Liverpool do make that Gordon move. Now, as you imagine, a double swoop for Gordon and Isak. Newcastle fans
they wouldn't like us, would they?
Would lose it, yeah.
Wouldn't like us.
The absolute adamant Isak's not going anywhere. Every time I post something on Isak on TikTok or anything that's on here, I've seen Newcastle comes into the comments. Newcastle fans are quite fast in the comments.
Yeah.
They don't like this idea of Isak leaving them.
I mean, I have a lot of followers Newcastle fans. I don't know why, I just do. But I posed a question, like, a couple of days ago, who'd you rather lose to Liverpool, Isak or Gordon? It was quite split, which I was very surprised on.
I am with that, yeah.
It was a little more favoured Isak, but not by much. And I was like, sort of that interests me, because I feel like a lot of Newcastle fans feel that Isak will go because of how high profile he is. And not, like I say, I'm not discrediting Newcastle in any way, shape or form. However, I think they know that deep down, Isak probably will go to a bigger club. Whereas Gordon, I think Gordon possibly would stay a bit more for the ride.
Be like a ceiling.
Yeah.
It might not be a ceiling, but it's absolutely certain that it's not Isak's ceiling.
Yeah. Like Isak's ceilings.
It's the biggest clubs in the world. Yeah.
Like, his ceiling's ludicrously high. It's, like I say, like I fully back myself on that. If Isak came in, you could see him win 3 Golden Boots in a row. I genuinely could see that. Like, I don't think Haaland's going to be here for much longer as well. So,
Beef said the one player I'm gutted about leaving LFC is Robertson. He's a breath of fresh air since he joined. I totally understand the decision, but it's still a big miss. Will Gomez cover? I mean, as you said there, Robertson potentially going out the door is not good. Trent's already gone. Quansah, we're opening to sell Quansah. Now, the latest reports called The Guardian, Liverpool are willing to let Joe Gomez go. So he's valued at £30 million. So Joe Gomez, imagine this, Gomez, Quansah, Robertson, and Trent all going, and yet we still don't know what's going on with Ibrahima Konate. There's still a possibility he goes this summer. Like, I know we're getting all this attacking talent, right, and Verts, and if we've got Isak, it's unbelievable. Obviously, Kirkes and Frimpong coming in to replace Robertson and Trent is good, but they're very, very attacking fullbacks. Van Dijk's got a lot of work to do next year by himself.
Yeah. It
makes a sense right now because we've not really been linked with specific players either in terms of defenders. I know Romano said that we're looking at defence, but there's not been any players or anything being mentioned.
I don't know. At this current moment now, there's only 2 defenders I'd let go. And I'm reluctant on one of them. The one I'd let go is Tsimikas.
Yep.
And the other one, reluctantly, will be Quansah. And I'd only let Quansah go if it was enough money and for the right deal, basically. I don't know. I don't think I'd do that at either side because obviously we said in the past that I'm willing to Quansah because of his age, another chance. Because he's definitely got talent. He's definitely got the ceiling.
Yeah.
He needs to get out of his own head and sort of just get playing again. To get out of this.
Yeah.
With this terms of playing, and I think I'd definitely give another go. I think it's very risky letting so many defenders go out of one transfer window. It never ends well, does it? Really, when that happens.
And they have been good signings of to replace them, but it doesn't work like that. We need to keep Robertson one for me, especially if we're going to get rid of so many. Right? If Quansah goes and Gomez goes, I don't know about Konate. I'm 50-50 right now with Konate. I don't know if he'll go or not. I'd like to think he won't, but it's not going away. That fact that they're not agreeing on this deal or they're not happy with the deal or whatever. And
I do think
we can't let Trent happen to us again. We can't let him go for free.
think he'll sign it. I do think he'll sign it. I just think what the valuation I think he values himself as obviously 200k a week. I don't know if he does that actually. It might be his agent. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't really know what the value is. There's not been he has actually shut down the talk of like asking for big wages. I don't think he is asking for big wages.
I think Konate, out of most of the players in our squad, I mean, you obviously see on the videos, and everyone seems to love him. Everyone thinks he's like dead funny and stuff like that. And I don't think he's that. I mean, obviously, I don't know him personally. I just don't think he's that type of guy. I just don't think he is. Like, I think you see,
he seems quite grounded.
Yeah, like he does. He seems very grounded. Like, and I think he just sort of, I think he will sign the contract. I don't know. Like you say, it could be his agent saying, "Listen, like, we can get 200k a week off Liverpool there because you're one of the best players." Do I value him at 200k a week? No, I'll be honest. Do I value him at double his wages he's on now? Yeah, 100%. I think 200k a week's a little bit more than I think. Paying 160, that's £100,000 more than he's on now. I think that's fair enough, generous enough. I think you look at Núñez going out the door, he's on 150. Like, there's no reason why not to put them wages onto Konate. You're still saving yourself money there anyway, because you're going to save yourself 40k anyway. Take the 100k off and just give it to Konate. Like,
I think what problem we may have created for ourselves is the Van Dijk and Salah wages are ridiculous. Not ridiculous, but like they're so high compared to like a Konate and a Diaz, for example, who's on like 70, 80 grand. It's a complete astronomical difference.
But the thing is,
they're completely different players, but there needs to be like a medium here.
They've earned it though, haven't they? Like,
yeah.
Van Dijk's on 350, Salah's on 400. Salah's one of the best players. Van Dijk and Salah are two of the best players. Like, Salah's the best right winger in the world. Van Dijk's the best centre back in the world, and they have been for 8 years. And
where would you put Konate in terms of defenders, in terms of centre backs, mate? So I'm just thinking, when you value, also Van Dijk is valued at what, 350k a week. Where would you put Konate in terms of centre backs in world football right now?
Well, from the start of the season, I would probably put him because he's probably better than Van Dijk, to be honest, up until November.
Yeah, the first 2 months, yeah, definitely either.
Really, really good. He's been good for the rest of the season. He has a little mistake, the odd mistake, and I mean it's very rare, like 1 in 10 games, whatever, 1 in 6 games, 7, 8 games, whatever. But as a whole, I think he's gone so much better this season. Like, even though he's had to cover for that Muppet who's just gone out the door. I don't know. I don't think he's better than Gabriel. I'll be honest. I don't think he's better than Gabriel and Saliba, really, in terms of. He might challenge. I think him and Saliba are quite close. Yeah, I think
he's been more consistent throughout the season.
I think Konate's better than Saliba this season, though. I think he's been better than him. I think Saliba's not had a great season in terms of how Saliba is.
Yeah, I think Gabriel's outshone him this season.
Yeah, Gabriel last 2 seasons. I think Gabriel's brilliant. I think he's so good.
In terms of Premier League, he's top 5 Premier League centre back, surely.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm trying to think outside of that.
Of the world, yeah.
Yeah, Ruben Diaz. I don't think Ruben Diaz in that.
No.
I think very forced.
I think Vardiol's better as a centre back.
100%. Gavardiol. Like, I can't think anyone else outside of that. Like, but Dean House had a really good season last season. He was very good, even though he's at Bournemouth.
In terms of centre backs in world football and probably European football, he's got to be top 10. So if you're thinking Van Dijk's number 1, 50k, Konate top 10 is worth probably. Look at other centre backs around the world. What's the PSG centre backs on? What's the Barcelona centre backs on? Real Madrid centre backs on? That's where he's looking at in terms of who he sees himself alongside as. But
I was thinking about this the other day. If he PSG bought him, right? He'd go straight in over any of them. And it sounds me weird saying that. Pacho's had a brilliant season, but he probably gets in over both of Marquinhos and Pacho. Like, seriously. Like, and it's weird to say that because he both been fantastic, but he does. I can't really see many of. There's not many centre backs better than him. Real Madrid. I don't think Rudiger's better than him. I'll be honest. I think Rudiger's good, but I don't think he's better than Konate right now.
Do you think this is a point made by DB? Because obviously he wants to know his reassurances of who he's going to partner when Van Dijk goes. Van Dijk is going in 2 years. That's going to happen. who's going to replace Van Dijk? Does he commit to the team? And then when Van Dijk's replaced, it's not going to be as good. There's no one going to be it's not going to be his direct Van Dijk replacement, but it needs to be very good.
I don't think
right now we're not. It doesn't seem like we're even looking at that.
I don't think Van Dijk's going to go in 2 years. I think he's going to sign an extension again. I think he will. I think Salah will, and I'll be honest, I do think Salah will at that point. But I think Van Dijk might do another extension for a year.
I'd be interested in that. I'd be interested. I want to see how his legs go for the next 2 years.
I think he's just so good at reading the game. He can just,
yeah.
Look at not John.
Thiago Silva.
Thiago Silva, sorry, yeah. Look at Thiago Silva. He was 39 playing in the Prem and was an absolute Rolls Royce. He was brilliant. Van Dijk is even better than Thiago Silva, and that's a big bold statement, but he is. And I think Van Dijk could probably. I genuinely think Van Dijk could probably play to that age, and I've got no issues with it. I think maybe Slot may be looking why he's brought Kirkes in as well. Takes the pressure off Van Dijk, doesn't it? Massively.
Yeah.
Into run stuff like that. I don't know. I think he'll sign another year. I don't know about Salah. We'd have to see where Salah is in 2 years' time, but I think Van Dijk will.
If Saudi Arabian League gets bigger, so I think it will get bigger. They are signing brilliant stars. I think they've got a good concept there. And if they do it right, I think he can get bigger. I think Salah's destined to go there. I do.
Yeah, I do. I don't know. It's weird to think, isn't it, on beyond the contracts? But yeah, I get what you're saying with Konate and Van Dijk, who's going to partner him. I think probably discussions. I don't think this will happen what happened this time, when they've gone to the last year of the contract. I think discussions will happen probably next year when they come into, before the end of the contract, shall I say.
Yeah.
They probably look at it like, he's still got another year left in him. We'll give him another year contract. It's probably even the same with Salah, just offering the same again. They'll probably say, yeah, I reckon they would, but it's got to be. It's a lot of not a lot of things. A few things have got to come on the line, haven't they? If we're still successful at that point, they're not going to want to leave. That's just not going to happen. Like if they're still at the peak of the powers, Van Dijk and Salah are not going to leave, which I think will help Konate as well, because it sort of gives Konate another 2 years, possibly 3, which would take him to like 28 for him to be the main man at Liverpool. And I think you look at it that way, yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. And he will be the main man in defence. When Van Dijk goes, he will be the most experienced. Surely they're not going to bring someone that's older than him at that point. Surely not. Gordon's on 24 and will get better under Slot. He wanted to come in last season, and then his club shut it down, which affected his form. I've heard he's homesick, said Mark. Hi, Damon. How are you? Newcastle United should sign Anthony Elanga and João Pedro, £100 million. Move deal for Newcastle United. Thank you very much, Adjire, for your comment. How are you tonight? Hope you are doing very, very well. And I think, with the links with João Pedro in recent days, then that does open a discussion again, saying, is he going to be Isak's replacement potentially? It sort of makes sense. This Isak news is coming out. Is it too much of a coincidence coming out at the same time as the João Pedro links? Or am I just putting 2 and 2 together and trying to get 4?
If Newcastle are moving for a striker, it means what? It means something, doesn't it? It means they think they're going to lose him. You wouldn't, Liverpool haven't looked for a right winger. Because we're not going to lose Salah. Liverpool haven't looked for a centre-back. Well, we have, but it's for cover. We haven't looked at centre-back because we're not going to lose any, in terms of Konate and Van Dijk.
Yeah.
But players, Liverpool are looking for a striker because we're going to lose one, but we don't want the striker we've got. We're looking at a striker that, ironically, is Isak, but they're looking at João Pedro to come in for a reason. He's not going to play second fiddle because he's not that. He's not. He's too good, isn't he, João Pedro?
I don't think they're going to play number 10 because they don't play number 10.
No, they don't. That midfield is brilliant. As a flat 3, it's fantastic, and they don't need to bring a Cam in or anything like that because they all taking turns going forward. You've seen it. You've seen how good they are. Tonali, Guimaraes, and my God, I forgot his name now. Joelinton.
Yeah.
They're all brilliant. I just think, you could say it's 2 and 2 together, but I just think if you look at it, bringing a striker in, it only means one thing, doesn't it? It's happened with Liverpool.
Did Callum Wilson go in the end? I know the talks about him leaving.
I think he is, yeah. I think he's going.
So that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, If they do bring João Pedro into state to keep that competition, that's a good competition. I've got to admit that, especially with, they've got Champions League as well. They've got Champions League football. They've got more games to play, so they could bring a João Pedro in terms of it could be literally fighting for that place. I don't know if he will fight for that place, but just in terms of
something different.
Yeah, it's something different, another different way of playing, and just depth. Because we've got it, we've got Gakpo, Diaz. You can say Diaz is good enough to play, but then Gakpo is good enough to play. A team in the Champions League sort of need that depth, and I think they have sort of realised. Just going to get onto this. Just got to jump on an evening Zoom call, stream boys. Keep up the great work, David Naj, and keep hitting the like button and subs, people. You'll never walk on. Quadruple incoming, says DB. Quadruple incoming. I fucking love that enthusiasm, DB. Thank you for joining us tonight, mate. Enjoy your work stream. And yeah, as DB said, please make sure you do hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel if you are new for the latest Liverpool news and transfer news and much, much more. Hopefully, Luis Steele I'm still waiting for a reply on Luis Steele for this week. I spoke to him last week about it. He said he's going to come on this week, but Luis Steele's a busy guy, but he said he will come on this week. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he will get back to me and we will see Luis Steele on this week. Hopefully, we might see Hooks at the weekend as well. So before he goes on holiday. So yeah, that stream is coming up as well. But yeah, make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you like Liverpool content, if you like football content in general. Like I said, myself and Naj have got some big plans for the channel. Going into the new season, we're going to have some rival shows. We're going to have some different kind of streams. It's going to be very, very exciting. Trust me, guys. So you want to be part of Talking Reds community. You want to be part of the live streams and whatever else we do as well. So please make sure you do like the video and subscribe to the channel. So yeah, before we do go, guys, I just want to play a little game. And it is your dream ending to the transfer window. Say Wirtz is done. Say Kirkes is done and Frimpong's already done anyway. I don't even need to see it. I don't even need to say that, do I? Let's be honest. Frimpong, Kirkes, Wirtz, done. We've got 3 more players to get. Who are your dream 3 signings, Naj? Let me know in the comments as well.
Some Swedish fella. Can't remember his name.
Gyökeres.
No. Who's Emmerich
Larsson, isn't it?
Got that shirt there.
Olaf Melberg. It's definitely Olaf Melberg.
Yeah, it's Olaf Melberg. It's Freddie Lundberg.
So Isak, I can't argue with that at all. I think a lot of people will say Isak in the comments. Absolutely certain on that. In fact, I'd be very interested to see if anyone doesn't say Isak in the comments.
I don't know if I'm looking. I'm happy with what we've got now, apart from striker. So I don't know what if they're really dream signings. I don't know if I think they're just realistic signings, possibly. I'd probably go Isak. I probably would get another centre back in because they're gonna be losing one. Probably Hato does make sense, but he's going to cost an absolute bomb, and he's from Ajax. It's going to be a lot of money. But the lad's 18, and he's a serious player. CDM, cover CDM or starting CDM.
I've got one main CDM, but I would take Wharton. It's not Wharton, but I would take Wharton. As Capado said there.
Yeah.
Mine's Stiller.
Stiller.
Stiller, Isak, and for me, I won't mind Gehi,
Yeah.
And I think he'd be happy to be not second fiddle, but he'd be happy to be backup or competition. And we need to look at homegrown players at some point anyway.
You see what Stu's just put in the chat?
Go on. I've not seen it.
It's just cool, man.
I've not seen anything.
It's almost like he's watching the stream.
Stu, are you watching? Don't do that to me. I thought you actually broke some news or something. I thought like proper big news. Prakash says Isak, Gehi and Wharton.
Yeah.
Palace won't be happy with that. Certainly not.
No one will be happy with it.
Isak, Gordon, Gehi and Wharton would just raid Palace and Newcastle.
Tell you what, if we just get Isak for the remainder of the window and that's it, we'll be the most hated anyway, but we'll be the most hated team in the Prem. I can't even tell you how much we'd be hated because people will be just like, right, what are we going to do against this team? Because
I can't wait. I can't wait. Just forget having Isaac on the team for a second. I can't wait for the fucking head loss arrivals because all I've been seeing is head loss over versus transfer fee, and it's like if your team had signed him for that much money, you wouldn't be saying shit. You wouldn't be saying shit. What you'd be doing is you'd be laughing in the rivals, exactly what we're doing. And I saw it earlier. I saw Roms tweeted out somewhere earlier. He retweeted something that Rory Jennings said. Rory Jennings said, laughing at my night, saying, "Oh, Nunes is better than Gyökeres. What are you on about? Why are you getting Gyökeres? Nunes is better." It's like, no, he's not. No, he's not. I'll happily laugh if my United signs someone shit. I'll laugh in their fucking faces. I'll be the first one to laugh. But if they're signing someone good, I'll put my hands up and say, "Good signing that. Good signing." And Buemo, good signing. If they get Gyökeres, good signing.
Yeah. You got to take the tribalism out of it. You just could be like, "That's a good signing." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You got to be honest.
Cunha's a brilliant signing. The only thing I have the issue with Cunha, and it's exactly the same thing what I said about if he came to us, his attitude stinks.
Yeah.
But apart from that, brilliant player. But yeah, you've got to like hold your hands up and just not be
biased. Because I know for a fact if Chelsea were signing Gyökeres, Rory Jennings would be the first on what he's doing and being boasting about it. Look at this striker, 100 goals strike in the last 2 seasons. He's unbelievable. Gyökeres is unbelievable. And wherever he goes, I think he will succeed.
Yeah.
I think probably worst situation would probably go to Man United because everyone doesn't succeed at Man United. That's the norm right now. But I think he will be a difference maker for anyone that he goes to. And I'd be open to signing Gyökeres. If Isak's not available and we can't get him, or Alvarez is not available, can't get him, I think Gyökeres is one of them ones I'd go, yeah, they're next for me. I'm happy those XTK links have been died down. So yeah, my 3, Isak, Stiller, and Gehi. So what's yours? Isak. Are you thinking about the same positions though? DM and centre back.
Sort of, yeah. Yeah, I'd go Isak. Definitely. I just don't know. I just don't think the forward line needs any alterations. I really don't. In terms of apart from Isak, I think Stiller's a good shout. Yeah, I'll probably go with Stiller, and I'll probably go Hato or
Brown for it.
Bastoni. We'll throw Bastoni in there.
I imagine Bastoni. Yeah, imagine Bastoni. You know, what's so funny about I always mention this about the dream signing stream we did a few months ago. Me and Patricia, 3 of mine was Isak, Wirtz, and I think it was Rodrigo at the time because we were talking about Salah leaving. It was when Salah was going to go, the potential Salah going.
I was on that.
I thought me and Patricia.
I was on it.
You were?
I did one with you when we said what would be ideal signing. It was between.
It was actually a specific. It was actually a specific dream signing. I think it was me and Patricia that did it, but me and you have spoken about it as well.
Yeah, I think
Patricia picked Musiala. I picked Wirtz, but this was before Wirtz was even linked to us.
Yeah, and we got one. Hey.
And we got one, and one could be potentially coming. So someone's been watching this channel. Richard Hughes, I see you. Make sure you do like the videos, Richard Hughes, and subscribe to the channel if you are new there. If you are watching. I appreciate your viewership. I absolutely do. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. As James said there, Liverpool are ready to shatter the British record fee again, according to Ben Jacobs for Alexander Isak. That was the breaking news earlier on stream. Anthony Gordon links won't go away. Gomez, Quansah, Robertson. Who else is going to leave the defence? Virgil van Dijk has a big chance next year to be a one-man defender, and Gravenberch might have to readjust his game again and go back to centre-back position because we're going to have no defence next season. When Frimpong and Kirk run on them wings, Van Dijk's going to be looking around thinking, Alisson Becker might have to be a sweeper keeper. Was it you that said that, or Stu? Yeah, sweeper keeper, Alisson Becker, prime Manuel Neuer in net. That's what he's going to have to be. Just no keeper. You know them. When you go 6-a-side and you play no keeper rules. It's going to have to be that. Just go all out attack. That's what that's going to be. But what attack we will actually have though? Wirtz, Salah, Gakpo. Don't know about Diaz yet, but potentially Alexander Isak. That would be like PSG levels attacks. That's what Arne Slot wants. He admires PSGs. He admires how good their attack is and how good they are going forward. So I think that's what he's looking at. Just please, Arne, do not forget the defense. Attacks win matches, defense win titles. Don't ever forget that. and has come true in every pretty much every season. Front, our defense, and our keeper won't be winning any titles. Thank you everyone for watching tonight. Make sure you do, like I said, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and make sure yourself have a good night, guys, and enjoy the new season that is coming up. The fixture coming out today has certainly got me excited. I'm ready for the next season starting now. So 4 weeks time we do get pre-season started. And also I want to say as well, come on Al Hilal tonight. Make sure you beat them good. Thank you for watching, guys.